I think the way we deliver work matters almost as much as the work itself. Because the moment someone opens up a gallery, they are not just receiving files, they are getting a first impression of the project, of the mood, and of all of the care behind the work. A Dropbox link with a folder of photos and video is practical, and sometimes that is enough. But it doesn't really present anything, it doesn't build anticipation, it doesn't guide the eye, it does not give the work any sense of rhythm or atmosphere. And when you spend days shaping images and shaping a story, that final step should feel like part of the creative process as well. For the longest time I used Pixieset for online galleries, and it worked well for what I needed at the time. But more recently, Pic-Time reached out and asked if I would be interested in trying Pic-Time 2.0 and making a walkthrough to see whether it could fit in my workflow and maybe yours as well. And honestly, at first I was not totally sure because Pic-Time is still very clearly aimed at wedding and event photographers, and I am not one. But the moment I saw that I could share both photographs and video clips in the same gallery, I was intrigued. Until now, Dropbox was my main way of sharing those video files, and it worked, but it never really felt inviting for the clients. This video is not a full review of everything that Pic-Time can do, it is really about the changes that Pic-Time 2.0 brings to the gallery design. And I want to walk you through a gallery I am building for a client and see whether this new version can make client delivery feel more intentional, more branded, and overall more complete. So let's build the experience together. And you should now be able to see my screen. So we're already inside the gallery I want to build. It's Wildwaterways 2026 Herring Tours. And so I have the gallery name, I have the gallery date and the language. And under delivery experience, you can see it's toggled to Pic-Time 2.0. And this is because I actually created the gallery prior to 2.0 release. And so if I click on it, you can see I have Pic-Time 1.0. And that's a great thing because if you already have like lots of galleries that you created with Pic-Time 1.0, you'll be able to toggle them to the 2.0 interface. And the cool thing too is that it will be able to actually change the interface so that you don't have to do everything manually. You have some sort of AI that's going to retake what you did with 1.1 and put it to 2.0 and change the design and all of that. And then you can of course change it more later on. And so then I'm going to go to photo and media, and here I've already imported all of my media, so you don't have to wait and see me go through this. And for this, there were 2 days we went with them. There were March 20th and March 22nd. And so for these particular clients, I want just to like divide those days, and I could potentially create more highlights of like a different location we went on the tour, but I feel like 2 days here is fine. And if I go to view all, you can see there is a mix of video files, there is a mix of photos. And the great thing is that you can actually sort all of the videos and the photo automatically. So if you go to sort here, you'll be able to see date capture and align clips. Now, one thing about this though, in my case, it won't work because I imported the videos and graded them inside a software, and then I exported the files. And when you do this, the creation date for those video files is the export date, not the capture date. But if you are shooting a lot of weddings and events, and like a lot of people now, you mount your iPhone or action camera on top of your camera to capture some BTS, and you simply just fully import this into Pic-Time, it will have the correct creation date that will align with your camera photos. And so that's a great way of like doing it automatically. For this gallery, I had to, all of my videos were imported at the end and I had to manually move them. But in my case, it works because I do want to kind of really make sure that the videos is that exact moment in the gallery. And so here I have another one, and I have again, like here I have a mix of monochrome film, digital photos, and video files. So that's just how it was before. And now what we want to take a look at is the design here, and it says new because you have the new galleries. And already here, this is a much better interface to really shape the gallery you want. And so you have different look and feel here, and those kind of act like presets because every time you change them, it will actually change the color and the font used. And you can still customize that further in, but those are a good starting point, obviously. So you have the classic one, which is you have kind of these photos and the titles, and you have your logo on top. You have Fine here, which was my favorite because I really like those banners with the title on top of it. This is usually what kind of design I would use on my website. We have Minimal here, Harry, and then we have Spotlights, which can show like a different photos. This is very kind of like dynamic, so this would be potentially great for you know, like sports or car event, those kind of things. Editorials is also one of my favorite ones. I just love how it divides. You have the photos and you have the nice text on the left. expressive with the banner. Like this is again very cool for an event, maybe like a sport event again. And then we have folk with okay, kind of like this Mansory gallery style, and then you have soft, which is this kind of like moving bubbles, which could be used for maybe like a kid's birthday party or something like this. I think I will go with potentially fine here. And so you can see I can still customize everything if I want to. So let's take a look at this. And here you can kind of like use the different, they have two different fonts, just like on your website, like a Squarespace, you have your title font and then you have your body font. And as of right now, you can see there are like 6 different presets, and you'll still be able to change those later on if you want to. So let's take a look here. I think for this one, I mean, I always like the Garamond font, so I think this is one of my favorites. So I'll go with this one, and here you can change if you want it like a bit bolder or not. I think I'll keep it light. And then you also have buttons, so you can change if you want them to rectangle, rounded, or pale. For this one, I think I want something quite very simple, so I'll personally stick to rectangle. And here you can change how big the photo appears with the video clip. So I chose large photos. I think the smaller, it really starts to feel like thumbnails, and it doesn't really create like a nice inviting experience. So I generally will always go to large photos, and depending if I have a lot of horizontal photos or also vertical photos, I will change the spaces between the photo. I think maybe we'll go like this, maybe too much. And you can see, you already see the live preview of how the gallery will appear to your clients, and I absolutely love that when you go with your mouse over, like you can see the videos, and it makes it so much more immersive. You see you have the photos, and then you can see the sea lions. And for this experience, I actually also mounted my iPhone on top of my camera to be able to record both photo and video at the same time. You can see the little dog here, and I was able to snap a photo and the video clip. So it just makes it so much immersive, and it really helps shape the story because everything is aesthetic. There is some movement. Let's go back to the other one here, and then these things change as well. You have the gallery cover if I want to change the photo, and the cover is the first thing that the client will see, so you can really shape this as you want it to be. Let's see what they have here. There's also some dynamic one, I believe, and you have a small thumbnail here that kind of like shows you how your content will appear with that preset. I think for this one, that's a nice one with the 3 kind of give it like a overall little like peeking of like what the gallery will look like. Okay, this, whoops. Again, this is kind of moving, and this is kind of cool as well, but I think, I mean, I'm kind of a boring guy. I kind of like the very, very simple design, so I think I'll stick with this one. And then if I want to change the image, I can as well, so I can, like just like on the other gallery, you can change where you want it to focus on. And for this image, maybe I'll change it because like the text goes right over the sea lions. So if I go here, I can replace it. And you can upload your own if you want to, or you can just select it from the gallery. And for this one, let's see what do we have here. I think let's take a look at those eagles potentially. Those are too small. Or maybe we'll go to the day 2 and see what else we can have for a nice cover. Maybe this one. Let's check this one and click done. Yeah, I kind of like this one. This was a nice shot because it just, the eagle just flew right behind the sea lion, and the sea lion didn't really care about it, but it was kind of like show like how like during the herring all of that wildlife comes together. So maybe let's change the focal point here, just like this. And now maybe the eagle is actually under the text, so maybe in that case I would potentially go back to my design and just potentially change. Oh, I actually like this one. Yeah. Let's go with this one actually, you know, and I'm going to change the focal point, and I'm going to lower it a little bit. Yeah, I really like this one. Okay, so now that we have the design done, we can concentrate on the colors, and the colors that you can see are in the backgrounds, and also going to be the colors of the font here with the black logo or the white logo. Yeah, and you can change which logo you want to appear. And maybe let's do something like blue here. wow, that's too much. But I kind of trying to look for some sort of chill to go with the, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that works well for this gallery. And we can go over to text, and again you can edit manually, and then here you have your primary font for the titles. Like I say, you can see all of the font there is, and right now you only have like set fonts, but Pic-Time said that with next release they want to allow us to upload our own custom fonts, so it would be a great thing as well to really stay on brand if you have a website and you want to use the same font on your website and onto your gallery. And then I can change it if I want it to be a title case potentially, and I think I'll do this for this one, and I can change if I want it to be bold or light, and as well as the size. So you can really customize everything with it. Yes, I'll go with overpass, and for this one I want to make sure this one is uppercase. Perfect. And maybe let's see what bold does. Let's make it a bit more readable. Maybe we'll increase the size just slightly. Now that we are done with the gallery cover, let's take a look at the new scene headers you can do. And so if I click over here, you can see that there are plenty of new design now. And so the headers will be the divide between the different scenes or highlights. And for this one, again, I only have 2 because they're divided by days. And I think for this one, I want something probably full bleed because I'm going to put a video file. But you can see all of the new design you have. I think those looks very nice. This one is quite editorial as well. If you really want to showcase more of like the text, to take more like bigger importance for the text instead of the photo. Here you have the text in the bottom, and again you can always, like, if you want to reduce the size of the font, you can. But I think for this one I'll potentially go with yes, I think I'll go with the standard one. And before we change the colors and the text, I want to select my media, and so you can have the photos, but I think I'm going to go here and I'm going to add that drone shot, I think, which would be a nice, let's try this one. I think it works really well with the drone shot because it's going down, so it kind of leads the eye inside the gallery, and I just love the ability to have video on the headers. I think it just creates much more dynamic gallery. So we'll go to the design header here and see if we can customize it a little bit further. First, let's again toggle back to the presets to see if it kind of changed now that we have our media in the background. And I think I'll still stick to the first one here, and colors, no color. And now we can here change the font. Now, if you want it to kind of like match your gallery, you want to stick to the same font, which I'll do here, but maybe I will make it a little bit bigger, or maybe smaller actually, maybe a little bit smaller to really just show it, like, so the eyes concentrate more on the drone shot than just the tile here. Let's see if we can go with something a little bit, no, I think. Let's now go to our second headers here. So I'm going to slide all the way down and see where is our second day. It should be somewhere around here. There it is. Okay, and so for this one, I think I will stick with a photo. So let's go here and go to March 22nd and see what kind of images would work well for the headers. I think on that day, what was really interesting is that we found we went to Floral Islets near Hornby Island, and we found those little rocks there, and they were filled with bald eagles. We've never seen that many onto a same spot. So I think that was the highlight of the day, and we need to select one of those images to kind of like showcase the day. So maybe let's go with this one potentially, or maybe this one. Let's actually look for a video. Oh yeah, that looks very nice with the eagle going through the header here. So I know I said I would put a photo there, but then I remember that the video clip, and I think it's a very nice little moment that showcased the highlight of the day, which were again all of those eagles at Floral Islet. So I think I'm gonna stick with this video clip. I think that what we'll do is that we'll go preview the gallery. We have the photo here, we have the tile, and then sliding down, and again, yeah, you have this like kind of like nice banner of the drone shot, and then you can just start exploring the gallery. And I absolutely love that as you scroll down, you can see that the videos are playing, and it makes things so much more immersive. Yeah, you can see here I have you can see the sea lion jumping and all, and then I have kind of like the frozen moment with the photograph. I have the cute little dog here, and kind of curious, and then up, hiding again. So I just love the feeling of those, and it's so much easier now these days with Pic-Time 2.0 just to blend photos and video and having them autoplay. And I love that by default they cut off the sound, because maybe the client wants the sound, but for the gallery having that sound kind of like cutting on and off, it's not very inviting. It's kind of like a bit hard on the ears. So I love that it just like turn off the sound for the gallery experience. Pic-Time is still very clearly built with event and wedding photographers in mind. That is obvious in the way that the platform talks about client experience, album and print sales. And honestly, that makes sense. Those photographers are probably going to benefit the most from everything here. However, I don't think this means that the platform is only for wedding and event photographers. If you're a commercial photographer, documentary or tourism photographer, or someone like me who sits between photography and filmmaking, there is a real use case here. Especially if you want a more polished way to deliver your work, present mixed media, and give clients something that feels more intentional than just a folder of files. That is really the shift for me, because Pic-Time 2.0 really makes the gallery feel like more of the creative work now, not just like the final administrative steps or just sending the files over a Dropbox link. And those are some of the new features available right now in Pic-Time 2.0 to really enhance your current galleries. If you want to try Pic-Time 2.0 for yourself, check out the links in the description below. And if you're currently using another gallery platform, there is also a great offer at the moment, because Pic-Time will offer a free migrations of up to 200 galleries for any new subscribers on any annual plan until May 27. So this means that you won't have to re-import manually all of your galleries. Pic-Time will do it for you as long as you subscribe to an annual plan, and this offer ends on May 27, so make sure you don't miss this. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this video, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing so I can do more of those videos in the futures, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.